Hey everyone, I wanted to take some time today to speak directly to you, not quickly, not casually, and not as an update squeezed into a few sentences, but as a real conversation. I know many of you have been waiting, reaching out, praying, sending messages, and wondering how things are going. I see that, I feel that, and I'm grateful for it more than I can properly express. I want to begin by talking about my dad, because that's where so many of your hearts have been, and where mine has been every single day. The truth is, there isn't a dramatic update, and in some ways, that's both reassuring and incredibly difficult. Everything has been slow, painfully slow. He's still very unwell, but he's not in the hospital anymore. That alone feels like a small mercy. I get to see him every day, for hours at a time, and I don't take that lightly. Anyone who has ever faced the real possibility of losing someone they love knows that time stops being abstract. Time becomes sacred. Time becomes everything. We're working with incredible specialists, people who genuinely care, people who are doing everything they can, and right now the biggest thing we're giving him is time. Time to rest, time to heal, time for his body to do whatever it's capable of doing next. I'm hopeful in a way that I simply wasn't before. When I last spoke publicly about this, I honestly didn't know if he would recover at all. That level of fear changes you. It strips you down. It exposes just how little control we actually have, no matter how intelligent, prepared, or careful we think we are. Right now, we still don't know exactly what's going on. It could be immune related, it could be neurological, it could be both. The uncertainty is brutal. There's a special kind of exhaustion that comes from not knowing, from living in that in-between space where things are bad but not catastrophic, hopeful but unresolved. What I can say is this: things are still very serious, but they are not as dire as they were 1 or 2 months ago. And when you've lived through that level of fear, even a small shift feels monumental. I wish I could say that everything is returning to normal. I wish I could say that we've turned a corner and life is finally easing its grip. But that wouldn't be honest. We're not there yet. All I can do is continue to hope, continue to show up, and continue to ask for your prayers because they matter. They really do. Please know that I will tell you if anything changes, and if he continues to improve, you'll be among the first to know. As for me, I want to be honest about why I've been so quiet. I haven't really been online. I haven't been posting, and that wasn't because I didn't care or because I forgot about this space. It's because this season of life has been emotionally overwhelming, stressful, heavy, sad in ways that are hard to articulate. There's something deeply wrong about turning on a camera and pretending everything is fine when it isn't. I couldn't do that. I still can't do that. In truth, I've been largely offline since last February. That started with a pregnancy that was far more difficult than I ever expected. Then Audrey, who is now 7 months old, became incredibly sick. And then my dad got sick. It felt relentless, like wave after wave with no real space to breathe in between. That kind of strain wears on you. It changes how you move through the world. But I want to pause here and acknowledge something important, because amid all of this fear and uncertainty, there has also been profound gratitude. Audrey is doing really well, and I thank God for that every single day. We still don't fully understand what happened to her. She nearly lost her life due to what appeared to be a heart issue, even though her heart was structurally normal. She was diagnosed with idiopathic pulmonary hypertension, something terrifying, something rare, something that seemed to come out of nowhere. Thankfully, it appears to have been a one-time incident that hasn't repeated. Could there be something underlying that doctors haven't found yet? Possibly. I'd be lying if I said that thought doesn't live in the back of my mind. I'll probably worry about it for years, maybe decades. But for now, she's stable. She's thriving. And sometimes you have to let "for now" be enough. Looking ahead, I want to talk about what's next, not as a promise carved in stone, but as a direction. The plan is to restart the podcast in January. I've already recorded 2 episodes, and I want to release them to properly catch everyone up on the last year, what our family has been through, what changed, and what it's all taught me. I also want to do an episode about pregnancy and postpartum, because that chapter deserves its own space. It was one of the most physically and emotionally difficult experiences of my life, and I couldn't even record during it. I'll also do a few Q&A episodes, and if all goes according to plan, we'll officially relaunch in January. I also want to be clear about something. I won't be doing constant updates about my dad, not because I don't care, but because there's nothing healthy about living in a perpetual state of explanation. If something changes significantly, especially for the better, you'll know. Until then, we continue forward quietly, steadily, and with hope. One thing that has remained consistent throughout this entire period is Peterson Academy, and I want to talk about that for a moment because it's been a rare, bright spot. It's going incredibly well. We now have 70 courses on the platform, many of them 8 hours long, some 12 hours long, and that's a massive expansion from where we started. We launched with just 18 courses. We recently released a mobile app. We've grown the team, and the people working on this are extraordinary, genuinely motivated, deeply committed, and rare in both talent and character. We've been working more than full time on this since 2022. Years of building, years of searching for the right people, years of refining something we genuinely believe in. Finding people of that caliber is unbelievably difficult, one in thousands, if not more. And now we have a core group that makes me incredibly proud. Even my dad has been watching the courses lately, which means more to me than I can explain. And yes, he likes them, which I consider a very good sign. As for my own content, I do want to come back. I miss it. I miss this space. I miss the conversations, the ideas, the engagement. I'm planning to start posting again in January. I know I've said that before. I know plans change, stress changes people. But things are slightly better now, and I'm going to try. That's all I can promise, to try honestly, without pretending, without forcing something I'm not ready to give. Before I close, I need to say thank you. Truly. The prayers, the messages, the kindness, the support after the last video. It has meant more than I have words for. It helped me. It helped my mom. Even though I haven't been able to respond to everyone, there have been thousands of messages. They mattered. They made a difference. They carried us through a year filled with more health scares and emotional strain than we ever expected. So thank you for reaching out, for caring, for staying patient, and for staying human in a world that often isn't. I'll talk to you soon. I also have an announcement coming in a few days that I'm genuinely excited about. It has nothing to do with my dad, and it's not a product. It's something I've wanted to do for a very long time. And when I share it, I hope you'll feel the same excitement I do. Until then, take care of yourselves, hold your people close, and thank you for everything. Bye for now.